Today's eMoney tip of the week, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about data feed corrections. So my last eMoney tip of the week, I talked to you about when a client brings over their investment management to keep the stuff that you had built out in their financial plan before they became an investment management client, when you're building out their financial plan, making sure that when you change that data feed, that you keep the same account, but just change the data feed. That allows you to keep beneficiaries the same if it's an IRA, or if you had built in some type of title on death through the last will and testament in there, but also your advanced techniques. What I want to talk to you a little bit about today is when data feeds come in incorrectly. So the situation is your client is connecting their accounts. Maybe it's a brand new client and you haven't even gotten their statements and they just connect the data feeds, or maybe you're connecting a new data feed. 9 times out of 10, what I see happen is it connects as a taxable investment regardless of what it is. So it might be their 401k. Also, a lot of times maybe you have clients that you've brought in their investment management before they were a planning client and you haven't attached all their accounts, or they've just come in and there's a missing account in there. So there's a lot of ways to get to connections. I love to show you. I'm always in present mode as much as I can possibly be. I want to stay in present mode even when I'm building out a financial plan. And if I have to get out of present mode to do something inside of eMoney, as soon as I'm done, I want to get back to present mode. It's just a great habit. I have another eMoney tip of the week when I talk about that. And I always want to be in base facts. Again, you could start in advanced facts. eMoney always tell you to be in advanced facts. I want to stay in base facts as much as possible because I want to speak the language of eMoney when I'm in front of a client. Or even if you're somebody that just does the planning work and you're not in front of clients, when you're talking to the financial planner that's going out and speaking to clients, you're using the same language. So we're going to access connections through this way. Again, there's other ways to get there. And what you're going to see is my main connection here, we use as our broker-dealer, an RIA LPL. So this is where we bring our data feed in. So this is an internal account for our client. You're going to see that there's one linked account and one unlinked account. And again, this is a sample client here, but just showing you how this data feed works. So you can see that linked account. So if we click on one unlinked account, it's going to pull in. So this is reading the social security numbers that you have for these clients. It's going to be driven by the social security number depending on the data feed that you're using, but most of the time it's going to be social security number. So for this particular client, I could go ahead and I could type in if there's a spouse. So a lot of times I get this question, well, only the husband or only the wife's, whatever you have as a primary social security number might be the only thing coming in. So remember, and I've talked about this 2 weeks ago, my eMoney tip of the week, there's going to be spouse and there's going to be client. That's how eMoney works. The client's going to be the main data feed driver for everything in eMoney. So if you have a spouse, whoever you have listed second in eMoney, that spouse, you're going to want to type in their social security number here and then go out and search this. This is also true for sometimes for 529 plans, or if you have a TIN number for some type of trust account or a business account. But you can see right here, it's already catching one. So there's one that we're missing inside of here. We're going to go to next. And now what you can see is it says a new fact. If you click a new fact, it's going to create a completely new fact. I don't want to do that. I might want to attach it to an account that already exists so that I don't have to rebuild out the financial plan. I might have things in the technique that are based upon that account, and I don't want to change it. I just want to change the data feed. That's when you would get this drop down here, and you would go and click on something inside of here to link it to that. If it's already linked, then you can't attach it. So you'll have to go back. You can see my last eMoney tip of the week where I teach you how to de-link an account. You have to de-link it for it to be available here. If you didn't do that, and you don't see it up there, and you're like, whoa, wait, Greg, I have this input in here, but I can't see it. You have to go ahead and de-link it. It can't link 2 data feeds to the same account in eMoney. So you have to put in this new fact. We have to do this. So this is where you say, let's click on Evelyn's IRA. Notice how it automatically switches to IRA here. But if it was a new fact, and let's say this was not a taxable investment, this is where you click IRA here, and then you would create a new fact. It's going to come in as that new fact. It's going to call it Record Keeper Direct IRK 146. This is just how this data feed's coming in for this particular sample client. So essentially, we've got to decide each and every time, depending on what you're trying to do. But if you already have it built out, if you're already doing a financial plan, if this is a brand new client, it doesn't matter because you don't have that in there. And then when you go ahead and click it, beneficiaries, I've never seen a beneficiary come through with a connection. So you're going to have to change beneficiaries if there's beneficiaries. And if it's a non-qualified account and it's TOD, there's a way to do that. You have to go back and look at my other eMoney tip of the weeks to learn that. But let's just say right here, this particular one, let's go ahead and say this is, we're going to, for this sake of purpose, call it Evelyn's IRA. and we're going to click link here. And now all of a sudden that's linked. And so now when we go under Evelyn's IRA, so we're going to go under facts, we're going to go to net worth, and we're going to click on Evelyn's IRA here. And now we're going to see that it's the same beneficiary. It's the same parameters we had in here. If there was contributions tied to this or whatever else it might be, or if you have advanced techniques tied to it, it stays the same. All it's going to do is it's going to change the data feed, so that will change the balance. It will also change the holdings inside of there. One of the other things you might want to check too is just make sure there's not any unclassified holdings. There's a lot of ways to do this. My preferred way is to go here under asset allocation, and if there's unclassified, you can go there. You can also run a report, pull up unclassified, and then go in and make sure that all those positions are classified, because that's really going to affect how you do Monte Carlo. We hope this tip helped educate and empower you to do more plans for your clients so that you can impact more lives through financial planning. If you have some great tips we don't know about, we'd love to hear about them. If you have a better way of doing what we just showed you, we'd love to hear about that, because we are a noble profession, and together we can elevate the profession.